Hello, sorry about the interruptions. This is a live that I'm doing for the first time, so I started a video, it cut off, so we'll attempt this again. My name is Wilhelmina Ford. I reside here in Miami, Florida. I am a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. I'm 66 years old. And what I put in place for my family is a funeral assistance plan. Now let me tell you why I feel it's important for you to have a funeral assistance plan in place. Just yesterday, a friend of mine received a call from the hospital asking her to come because one of her friends listed her as a next of kin. And when he listed her as a next of kin, that allowed her to go there and visit his remains before they took him to the morgue. Now, when she got there, she made it known, I'm just his friend, I'm not his relative. So the hospital administrators had her to call the relatives of the gentleman. When she called the relatives of the gentleman, they live in another whole state. And they said to her, some of them said to her, we can't come because we don't have the funds. So one of them said, she will come. Now the hospital gave that person 3 days to come. Why? Because they were told that the hospital, the morgue, did not have space, and that they could only commit to keeping that young man in the morgue for 3 days, because the family would have to make arrangements for that man to be picked up and sent to wherever the family wants him to go. Now let me tell you the strain that put on that family member. One, the family member had to hurry to try and make arrangements to come from her state all the way here to Miami. Now, hopefully she can get a flight. Now, you know, when you catch a flight at the last minute, it costs you more money. So that's an additional financial strain that was placed on that family member. In addition to that, the family member is not familiar with Miami. So she has to leave the state where she is, come to Miami, and hopefully make some type of arrangements for her family member, her loved one. Now, does she know whether or not a funeral director here will work things out with her? Is she going to be sending his remains back home, or will she be forced to cremate him? We don't know what the situation is. But with a funeral assistance plan like the one that I have, if that would have happened to me and that family member was on my plan and I lived in another state and I needed to make arrangements to get my family member back home to my state, well, my funeral assistance plan would have already contacted a funeral director here in Miami to pick up the remains. They wouldn't have had to wait 3 days or be pressured to pick up the remains in 3 days. Our funeral assistance plan would have had the remains picked up within 3 to 4 hours. In addition to that, if my remains needed to be sent back to another state with an emergency like this that was unforeseen and the family was unprepared, my funeral assistance plan would have made arrangements with the funeral director here to pick up my remains, embalm my body, prepare it for flight with an airline, and put it on the airline in a casket box to send my remains to another state. Therefore, my family would not have been pressured at the last minute to make arrangements to come here to Miami and do all of that. Unnecessary stress. Hopefully, the family will have some type of money in place where they can carry out the final or funeral arrangements for the person that's in that predicament. So I just thought I would send this out to you to let you know the importance of having a funeral assistance plan in place. Now here in Florida, guess what? I cover 7 family members on my plan, the same plan, $50. If one of us should pass away, everything is taken care of. It takes the load and the pressure off the family. So you need to contact Wilhelmina, who made this video for you. My phone number 305-326-3907. Put a plan in place. The most you're going to pay is $75 a month to cover 7 people for you. Don't put the pressure on your family at the last minute, trying to fly from one state to another state or from one county to another county just to come and make your funeral arrangements because you didn't. So let's be responsible and cover ourselves. Okay? So this is my first video, and you can expect more to come. You all have a beautiful day.